I had a kiddo that used to blow on my classroom like every day, and everybody knew her. There was 1,500 kids in this school. Everybody knew this kid. I mean, this is a kid who doesn't hide. And she would find, the window to every classroom, and she'd give them the finger every time she walked by. She would disrupt everybody she possibly could. She'd go into the nurse's office and make the nurse cry. She'd go into the lunchroom and she'd start like moving mayonnaise around. She would do and she was just really hard. And so what I did is I developed this script, and I just gave it to the teachers. It was simple. I said, when you see her coming, you all know her. If she walks by, just tell her, just say, hey, go right back to 310. Go right back to 310. Hey, make it back to 310. That's all I want you to say to her. And she's going to cuss at you. She's going to swear at you. She's going to give you the stink eye, and she's going to ignore you. I said, I can guarantee it. I said, but you're okay because you stick to the script. Well, here's what happened. Some people had a hard time with it. Others just said it because you know why? It was a relief. It was a relief because we all were on the same page. Well, after about a month into it, the kiddo came back to my classroom. She slammed all her books on the floor and she goes, all right, you want to play? I'll play. So now she picked it up and she said, okay, I can't do anything. Nobody's feeding into it because people would take her and she'd cry. So the nurse would take her in and want to hear her life story. She would get people, sucked in the hallway, and we just couldn't do it anymore. I said, stop doing it. So she came back in, she sat in the classroom, she put all of her stuff on the floor and she goes, all right. She goes, I'll stay here. And this is what she said to me. She goes, I'll stay here, miss. She goes, but don't think I'm going to do for you. And that was where we landed. And I didn't say a thing to her. We just kept on moving and kept on rocking and rolling. And she didn't. She sat there day after day and did absolutely nothing. But I'll tell you something, it was better than where we were. So once we got it kind of contained a little bit, then she started to get more comfortable because she realized who was in control. And this is where the corner turns. When she knew that we were in control, she actually started to relax. That's the weirdness, is these kids are pretty scared. They don't like where they're at. They don't like feeling this way. And they really need the adults to kind of really co-regulate, meaning that when she got upset in the classroom, I could validate and I would say, oh, I know why, I can understand why you don't want to do this. That's what I would say. She goes, this is stupid. I don't want to do this. I can understand that. And she had nothing. She had nothing to fight back with. And it wasn't until a kiddo in my classroom, I couldn't explain something one day. I was just doing a terrible job teaching. And she finally said, she goes, excuse me. And I said, yeah, go ahead. She says, can I teach this? Because you're just not doing a good job at it. And I said, sure, go ahead. Have at it. And that was the break that we needed. It was a long haul though, but that was the break that we needed.